What up, Sky Squad? We are back in the building. Yes, we got some weekend tea for you guys. Listen, if you are in this good chatterization right now, if you're in the good chatterization, let me know where you guys are watching from. I am here for it. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Let me know, let me know, let me know. You know what I'm saying? We're about to bring y'all just a little bit of weekend tea. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of weekend tea for y'all, just to kind of, keep the train going. You know what I'm saying? Some things are popping off right now. There's another story that I think is going to be breaking in a couple of days, and we'll talk about it. Maybe even as early as tomorrow. I've known about this other story for a good long time, but we just got to wait and see what happens on it. With that being said, today we're going to be talking about SHEREE Whitfield. We got some news on LATOYA Forever. And then we got this whole situation with Garcelle and Lisa Rinna and Kyle Richards from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is heating me all the way up. Okay, so we got to discuss that as well, because we have another little incident that's occurring with Lisa Rinna. So we're going to get into all that. Let's go ahead and stage dive into the first topic. Listen, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe down below. Hit that subscription button as well. Hit that notification bell button so that you guys can keep it locked onto the news as it drops, okay? I see y'all coming up in this good chatterization, and I appreciate y'all. So let's get into this news. SHEREE is denying any return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Listen, I know we talked about this photo when it resurfaced, when it surfaced earlier this week. And honestly, guys, I think there are a lot of people that were kind of holding out hope that SHEREE might be, making some return, because, honestly, we won't have any actual OGs on the show if this season goes without that good Nene leaks. And now it looks like SHEREE will not be a part of the season as well. So let's take a closer look at exactly what we know. So SHEREE ended up getting together with the ladies at Shamia's house for the Brandy versus Monica battle. In the good chatterization, let me know if you guys watched that, and if you watched it with anybody. Chime in the chatterization. So, we were all kind of hoping that they would be getting back together. She says, amazing time with these queens at Shamia Morton's intimate Brandy versus Monica versus battle. She said that was long overdue. Happy they were able to come together and give us everything we needed. Both are so talented, but who you got on the verses? So we got Shamia commenting, Marlo commenting. So then we scroll down just a bit, and someone flat out asked her, so this means you're back on Housewives, right? Because I can feel it in my spirit, LOL. So as we look down in the comments, she gives us right here the answer that we've all sort of been wondering. LOL, nope, okay? So it looks like SHEREE is not coming back to Housewives anytime soon. From what I'm hearing, it's that good coin ain't right, okay? That good coin ain't right. And she was apparently, according to our good friends over at the Peach Report Daily, she was allegedly offered a friend role to come back the following season after she left, but she didn't take it. Make sure you guys are following Peach Report Daily for all the latest and greatest on the Real Housewives of Atlanta on Instagram. You guys can get your tea over there as well. Y'all know I like sharing in the wealth, and honestly, they're one of my favorite sites. So listen, guys, I mean, no SHEREE, no Nene. Are we watching? Are we watching? That's what I want to know. Chime in the chatterization if you guys are watching the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm hearing late 2020, early 2021. I'm really assuming it's going to be 2021 by the time we get around to it, because typically they don't show the Real Housewives of Atlanta overlapping with the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm assuming we'll end the season with Potomac, and then we would start probably getting either Married to Medicine or Real Housewives of Atlanta. Not only that, we also have OC coming up, and we also know that we have Salt Lake City coming up as well. So we'll have 3 Housewives shows in rotation for the fall, and then I'm assuming that Atlanta will be leading the way for the next season. Now I want to get into LATOYA Forever, okay? So when we talked about this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, B. Scott broke the news about LATOYA Forever reportedly joining the Real Housewives cast for season 13. And it had been alleged that she was separating from her husband. And then the headlines were also reading that she is joining after she confirmed her divorce from her husband. So it's interesting that now it seems like there's been a little bit of a slight change of plans with LATOYA Forever and her husband, Adam. Okay. Now, our good friends, again, like I said, I mentioned earlier, the Peach Report Daily, they caught this bit of tea right here, and I'm going to pull it up on the screen just so you guys can see it. Now, interesting that, Kandi posted this photo or whatever of herself and Todd Tucker, okay, as well as LATOYA and that good Adam, who is her man, right? Now, if you guys have seen her YouTube videos, you'll know who he is. If you guys follow him as well, you'll know who he is as well. He's an influencer. They have the kids together and all that good stuff. And so it looks like they are back on the mend, okay? Kandi says sometimes you have to connect with people who can relate. Great time last night with Adam Won't Lose, LATOYA Forever, and Todd. It was like couples therapy. And if you ever come to ATL, stop by Tropical ATL. It's a whole vibe. And then LATOYA says couples therapy in Cuba is always a great look. So I'm assuming that she maybe was sort of piggybacking off of Kandi's statement about couples therapy. And then because maybe it was at Tropical ATL, I'm assuming that could be a Cuban restaurant. I'm not necessarily sure. If you are in the Atlanta area, let me know what that is. So it looks like things are back on the mend for them. You know what I'm saying? Interesting to see. I think that's probably going to be a lot of her storyline this season, that she is going to be somehow getting back together with him, because previously, there was a story out that where she was confirming that she and her husband were separating after 6 years of marriage and their 3 kids together. Okay, now that was via gossip. Okay. Now, he also addressed the split in his own YouTube video, telling followers there are 2 sides to every story, and wanted to offer an explanation after reportedly being dragged on the internet. He says, even when I did give her the papers, because essentially that's what she wanted. And that's where this whole idea that she had said that she was for the streets or something like that came about. Anyway, he said this: she brought it to me originally. I thought everything was lovely. The only difference is I decided to follow through with it, okay? And then he continued to explain that he offered to try and make it work out with his wife. In a text exchange, she replied, I'm for the streets, okay? Now, in a since deleted Instagram post, she reportedly shared the rumors as well. Well, I guess she kind of made a statement addressing the rumors. And after confirming that she and her husband were split, she added, I'm not going to sugarcoat things and say this has been easy. Divorce is incredibly difficult. But the silver lining is that the journey to this decision has made me stronger and has helped me blossom into the woman that I am today. Okay. So I'm assuming that this is going to be a big part of her storyline for the new season. It'll be interesting to see how this all works out. Doesn't it seem kind of interesting that the whole divorce came about right as, the filming was set to begin on the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and now all of a sudden it's like they're back together? I guess maybe couples therapy does do wonders when it's being filmed. I don't know. That's just my thought on it. Listen, whatever the case may be, I love to see our Black couples together. You know what I'm saying? I like to see any marriage survive. I will say that. But the timing of it just seems a little bit suspect to me. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It looks like a lot of y'all think the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to see how this whole situation plays out. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I gotta wait. Listen, y'all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt or whatever. Philly Diva says I sense a storyline plotterization. You know what I'm saying? It sounds kind of funny. That's all I'm saying. But listen, like I said, kudos to them if they have made it work. Again, like I said, we love to see our couples stick together. Okay. But actually, let me be honest. Okay. Y'all know, and I try to be politically correct and I try to be PC as possible and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But this better not be for no TV, okay? It better not be for no TV because I'm not here for it. This is the problem that we are having right now with a lot of our reality television shows is that a lot of these people will seemingly do anything for a check these days. And to be quite honest with you, it takes away from the viewer's experience on a reality television show when people are faking their storylines, okay? That's what's missing right now on television. Real organic stuff. That's what we want to see. I don't want to see you doing no fakerization for no for the ratings and for the paycheck. I don't want to see that. So this whole situation better be steeped and rooted in something real. Otherwise, we are definitely going to be calling it out. Okay. Y'all, I be trying. I really be trying. I be trying. Okay. Now. So let's move it right on along, okay? We want to talk about Garcelle, Kyle Richards, and Lisa Rinna. Now, you guys know the whole story as it went down. We saw the preview clip of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We saw Kyle basically announce that Garcelle came to her event and raised her hand to donate $5,000 to charity, and she never paid, okay? Now, Garcelle was like, you better watch what you're saying. And for her, she didn't realize that it fell through the cracks, okay, during all of her travels and whatnot, okay? So she did a video where she addressed the situation, right before the episode aired. So on the episode, we saw Kyle, say this and do that and all that good stuff like this. So then yesterday, we talked about how Kyle had made, this post about, Garcelle not paying and not making a donation and chalking it up to her being not genuine and sort of making a donation for television. And then she implies, or she basically states that there were several calls made to reach out to Garcelle and none of them were responded to. She also says that Garcelle has since paid her donation, yada, yada, yada. But the whole thing was shady, right? And there was undertones to me of she can't pay her way, okay? To me, it was all types of undertones, but that's one of the ones that stuck out to me. And so Garcelle responded and said she's full of the SHIT, okay? And I felt the same because Kyle's response was basically that, oh, you're doing this for television, yada, yada, yada. Okay, blah, blah, blah. That was what she was talking. So now Lisa Rinna has decided that she wants to jump on the bandwagon too. She says, I too donated $5,000 to Children's LA at Kyle Richards' party. And they took my credit card right on the spot. What an amazing hospital it is. So happy to support. Now, if anybody with two eyes and two ears can see that this is Lisa Rinna's way of jumping onto the bandwagon to defend Kyle and utterly shade Garcelle. The implication here is, again, that this woman cannot pay her way, okay? She is basically this is to me what I would call a microaggression, okay? It's a microaggression. And if you wanted to come at Garcelle about something, you can come at her for not being around much of the season because that could have been true. You can come at her for being upset about something else that she might have said throughout the season. That would have been fine too. But really, Lisa Rinna is simply coming after this woman because this woman put a spotlight on whether or not Lisa Rinna's dancing naked had anything to do with her daughter's eating disorder, okay? That is the reason why Lisa is jumping onto this bandwagon to add fuel to the fire against Garcelle, okay? That is all it is to it. And the fact of the matter is, what it screams of, again, microaggressions against this Black woman on this show, that she cannot pay her way, that she cannot afford this lifestyle, that she is being somehow disingenuous because she failed to pay that same night for her donation to the charity. Number one, you guys are making a donation to a charity event into some type of big scandal, and it takes away from all the efforts that you're actually trying to make with donating to this particular organization. To me, you're making a mockery of all of this by sort of bragging about, oh, well, I was able to pay right away. I mean, you know, the implication here again is, well, why couldn't she just break out her credit card and make a payment with that? You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, with this whole situation, let's take it a step further, okay? Because I want to take it a step further. You know, at the end of the day, Lisa, again, is still mad with Garcelle for calling out, for asking her about whether or not she felt responsible in any way for her daughter having the eating disorder. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to tell you guys this. The reason why I feel like this whole situation was a little bit of a setup, okay, to make Garcelle look bad is because there was a longer clip to that scene that was deleted that we did not see in the episode. I can't play it for you guys right here, but I'm going to describe it for you, and I'm going to put the link in the description down below so that you guys can watch the entire scene for yourself. Actually, I'm going to put it into this into the chatterization right here because I want you guys to be able to look at it for yourselves and see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? Hopefully it'll post because it's a long link. I think it posted. All right, copy that link, put it into your description bar. Hopefully it will post, okay? Otherwise, it'll be in the link in the description. Again, here's the thing. Now, the headline reads, Garcelle Beauvais implies Lisa Rinna vilified her after deleted Real Housewives of Beverly Hills scene, sends a new light on her comments about Amelia. See the deleted scene, which she wishes had been aired. Now, I'm going to tell you, in this deleted scene, it was the scene from the restaurant where she brought up Lisa Rinna. She asked Lisa Rinna the question in front of the other ladies, do you think that you had any responsibility, or do you think that your dancing half naked on Instagram had anything to do with your daughter's eating disorder? She also said at the end of that, it didn't come out of nowhere. She said at the end of that, because I feel responsible for my son and his own addictions. Like in my mind, I'm thinking that if I had been there for him more, or if I had done something different, that maybe he would not have had to go to rehab, and maybe he wouldn't have had to go through the things that he had in that moment. And honestly, in that moment on camera, it turned into a beautiful women with a bunch of mothers supporting each other through something difficult. That is what that scene was actually about. Okay? That is what that show was actually, that was what that scene was actually about. And unfortunately, it was cut from the show, and it was cut in such a way that it just made it seem as though Garcelle simply just asked about the daughter, and that was it. Okay? So to me, it's just despicable how Lisa Rinna, who happens to know, okay, that there was more to the scene, is playing this whole situation out. And I guarantee you that is going to feed over into the next season of the show if Garcelle happens to say on this show, okay? Now, I'm also, while I'm doing this, and excuse me for the pause real quick, I want to place this in the description of the video so you guys have this, this information right at your fingertips. Garcelle and Lisa Rinna. I'm placing it right in here right now so you guys have it, because I don't want you guys to miss this, because it was a big part of the conversation that was left out on the cutting room floor. Okay, and that to me this is a big problem with what I'm seeing with Beverly Hills and across some of the other franchises as well. I do appreciate a good edit, but I don't appreciate an edit that is sort of meant to lead us in a certain direction. And what I also don't appreciate is, if we want to take it a step further, especially with Beverly Hills, what we also saw was this producer intervening remember when Denise left the scene in when they were in Rome, and she talked to, and they talked, no, I forgot when it was. It was at one scene when, it was when Garcelle was looking for Denise to come with her to Dorit's party that Brandi Glanville was so conveniently at, okay, that she was not supposed to be at. She wasn't invited by Dorit, okay? But somehow she ends up showing up anyway with Kyle. The producer then goes out to Garcelle and says, well, don't you think it was crazy that she just stood you up like that? Like, why would she do that? Don't you think that you deserved a call? Like, the producer shouldn't be in the situation igniting anything. If Garcelle doesn't feel a type of way, she doesn't feel a type of way. You know what I'm saying? Um, thank you for that super chat. I really, really appreciate you. I'm telling y'all, watch this season of Beverly Hills. It's interesting to me that it's happening in that way, because I just kind of feel like, I've done it before, so I know what an authentic show can give you. You know what I'm saying? And I also know that an authentic show is going to, the best type of drama that occurs on reality TV is the stuff that happens in real life that you cannot make up. Okay? Things that happen to the person in real life that you cannot make up. Okay? So that's the best type of reality television right there. Those types of instances. And it doesn't take much to occur, because when you are surrounded by a bunch of camera people all day and you're drinking and all kinds of other stuff, I just kind of feel like, you can naturally capture moments that make for great television. You don't have to sit behind the scenes and make it, okay? You don't have to do that. So, I don't know. Real quick, let me address this. What's wrong with Dorinda? Listen, I don't know what's wrong with her and Tinsley, to be quite honest with you. She acts like Tinsley stole money from her. So anyway, that's the news and that's the tea. Listen, there's another story that I'm kind of sitting back and kind of watching right now. It has the potential to be really, really big. I don't want to touch it right now because I'm trying to get more of the facts about it. And it's not something that I'm breaking or anything like that. It's something that's already out there, but I'm just, again, waiting to get more information on. I'm watching the situation to see what happens, because I really think it's going to blow. And when it does, then we'll come around and talk about it. If I can get some statements, I would really be happy about it. Anyway, that's the news for today. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I did hear that Ramona was getting the boot, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Who do I think is worse, Dorinda or Ramona? Quite frankly, probably Ramona. But Ramona still knows how to toe the line with the network. So I think it'll be, yeah. But no, someone asked, was it a Creflo Dollar story? No, it's not about Creflo Dollar. It's not about Creflo Dollar. It's still in the reality television world, but you're close. You're very close. Thank you for the super chat, Leo. I appreciate you. Listen, I have to go check that out. I will definitely check that out, because R&B Divas was one of my favorite shows. I have not seen that yet. I'll go check that out too. True. Very true. We'll just have to wait and see, guys. I will. Oh, thank you so much. I would love to, interestingly enough, I would not want to be on another reality show, but I definitely would not mind. I definitely wouldn't mind. Thank you for the super chat, Leslie. I definitely wouldn't mind working behind the scenes, because I think that I feel in my spirit that I understand how to make a show that works with dynamic women. And it's led by the situation and the women's lives on the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something that I'm having to put together. Or also, too, I would fire any cast member that I felt like was creating something for the sake of a look or just being on television. I would fire them if it were up to me, because the audience deserves better. The audience deserves more. And when we talk about these shows, we get so passionate about it because we either see ourselves in these people, or we recognize situations that we've dealt with, or we feel very strongly about the situations that we see. And so when someone is putting on airs, or they're making up something for the sake of having, you know, a storyline, I would not allow that, you know. And for me, it's about giving the viewers the best possible experience that we possibly can, and ensuring that the integrity of the show, being a reality-based television show, really really stays intact. And you can't do that when you have cast members that are, you know, faking it, and that are creating things for the sake of creating it, just so that there can be ratings. I wouldn't allow it. That's just me. That's just me. And if you genuinely can't bring anything to the show, then it's time for you to go, you know, and that's that. You know, to me, we would look at social media. We would see who are the people talking about every week, who's in the news constantly, who is everybody making memes about. Those people would stay. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Those people would stay. You know, who's being talked about the most? You know what I'm saying? Who's making the most waves, and what storylines are people relating to the most? What storylines are really capturing people's attention? And then from there, we would go into the next season and determine, okay, what are we going to showcase? Who still has life left on the show? And we're not keeping any cast members that are dead weight. Leo, I will probably do some of those live one-on-ones. I will probably have people on to comment about some things next week. Yes, Nasty, you are absolutely right. It is about relatability to those living a celebrity-like lifestyle. And it's so interesting. We're watching these shows because we want to see this fabulous, fantastic lifestyle. And even if we don't see the fabulous, over-the-top, fantastic lifestyle, show us something that's relatable, okay? Show us something that is completely relatable. So if you have a great mix of both of those things, I feel like that's when you have a great show. You know what I'm saying? But it has to feel organic, because we, the audience, we're not dumb. We're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? We know we know what's happening on the screen. April B, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, I saw a good comment. Yeah, Sheila, when you look at the scene and that was deleted, and now you look at that situation in the context of how it was presented with Garcelle and Lisa, the producers missed a moment right there to show something completely beautiful that happened. And I felt like those are the moments that we still want to see. We can see the shade, we can see the glamorous, over the top lifestyle, but like that moment right there, that moment amongst all those mothers in the room, there was no way, even if you didn't like one of them, you could not, that scene would have been so impactful. So I don't know. Yeah, Trisha, I missed the old days of them too, where it was just off the rails. You didn't know what was going to happen, and sometimes nothing happened. But it felt better. It felt fun, you know. So we'll just have to see. With that being said, guys, I need to jet for the day. I'm still researching some stuff for this other story, and when we get back, probably I may go live tomorrow morning with some more tea if I have it. But with that being said, y'all stay safe out there today. Y'all know I absolutely love y'all. Y'all make my day. And I will see you guys in the next video.